Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Lawrenceville, Georgia. Take a look at the tail of the tape. Get something positive going here. Beasley, Cumberland rolls into the contest. 10 wins, 1 loss, and a tie. 7-7-1 for the Grizzlies. I think the number for me, a 6-game winning streak for Cumberland. Over those 6 games, they've outscored their opponents 24-2.
I think if the Grizzlies come out the way they came on Saturday against Lindsey Wilson, they have a great opportunity. And yeah, you're keeping me laughing on that.
Sorry.
That cut roll.
you're in rhythm beautifully. Keep going.
No, but I think if they pick up rhythm pretty early and work really hard the first half, I think that they have a chance.
Oh, so hopefully, much like the Grizzlies, they get a redo. Like we needed a redo here on the Grizzly Digital Network. Let's start fresh because last year this Cumberland team handed GGC their worst loss in program history, a 10-1 defeat. And so much like the Grizzly Digital Network, Georgia Gwinnett College looking for a redo here tonight. How does that sound?
Yeah, I agree. Redemption.
Redemption. Let's get redemption on the other side of this break with the pregame comments from head coach Chris Coons. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
Hi, Grizzly fans. This is Ned Colgrove, Assistant Athletics Director for External Operations. If you're looking to align your business with our Championship Athletics program, take a look at our excellent corporate sponsorship packages. From signage around our beautiful facility to in-game and digital placement, your tax-deductible support of our program will help offer a championship experience for every student athlete. Plus, connect your brand to our growing fan base. You can find out more by checking out the corporate sponsorship brochure on grizzlyathletics.com or calling me directly at 678-407-5241. Go Grizzlies!
Check out Grizzly Athletics Performance on Twitter at GGC_strength ATC.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Grizzly Digital Network. We're joined now by head women's soccer coach Chris Coons. Coach, how we doing tonight?
Beautiful evening in Fortress Grizzly, as always.
It always is here. What's morale like on this team right now?
I think it's good. I think, the girls are a little bit flustered of not being able to break through against the best teams, but I think that's fueling tonight, and hopefully we'll bring a good effort.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that effort tonight. What's going to the game plan going into this game? We've seen enough of these top teams. You've seen enough for Cumberland on tape. What's the game plan going into tonight?
I mean, again, it's going to be important for us to choke off the midfield. They've got, especially number 5, really runs the show for them. They've got terrific left foot. We're going to have to pay attention to their runners because they move off the ball really well. Number 14 up top has gotten lots of goals, and she's really busy in the box. So we're gonna have to take care of business, and we're going to have to pay attention to the runners. And if we do, then we'll put ourselves in the right spot.
Another ranked team that only adds to the strength of schedule for GGC this year. Tell me why tonight's going to be different in a results category.
I think tonight will be different if we really focus on doing the things that have made us competitive and made us successful in terms of the last teams. You can't get overly hyped and you can't get, this is going to be it. It's just got to continue to grind away at the process and do the things that have been successful against Mobile or have been successful against Lindsey Wilson.
Fill in the blank in an area of the game. The Grizzlies will win tonight if
Nicole Rodriguez takes number 14 out of the game.
I like it. We'll stand firm with that. Coach, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with starting lineups and kickoff right here on the Grizzly Digital Network.
Hello, I'm James Williams, head athletic trainer for the Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies. Thanks to our friends at Gwinnett Medical Center, your Grizzlies receive first-class, quality health care right here in Gwinnett County. With daily hands-on recovery and state-of-the-art training facilities, the Grizzlies spend more time on the field than they do on the bench. So get in the game, Grizzlies, with Gwinnett Medical Center in Duluth and in Lawrenceville.
The Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies compete in the heart of Gwinnett County in Metro Atlanta. The Grizzlies currently field 6 teams and compete at the state-of-the-art Grizzly Athletics Complex. Georgia Gwinnett College is transforming higher education. As you plan your next trip to see the Grizzlies, log on to grizzlyathletics.com and select the Visitor's Guide. From driving directions to local points of interest and a listing of our proud sponsors, log on to grizzlyathletics.com. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Grizzly Digital Network. Glad to have all our friends, fan and alumni tuning in here live on our website at grizzlyathletics.com. Beasley, we try to get back on track here. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds good to me.
All right, GGC going to roll into this contest. 7 wins, 7 losses, and a tie. And we've talked about it before, Beasley. We can't express enough the fact that very similar place in terms of a record we were last year to this year, and we all know how great last year ended. And I mean great because we took one of the top 5 teams in the NAI in that opening round on the road to just a 1-goal defeat. To me, if you get back to that game, it's a whole brand new ball game. I know it's a lot of work between now and then. It's a trip out to Denver, et cetera, but there's no need to panic. Even if the worst happens here again in a 10-0 loss versus Cumberland, there's still time to figure this out. I have a lot of confidence in.
Yeah, I can agree with that. We're sitting in an okay position. If the Grizzlies come out tonight ready to go and ready to play, and they play a whole 90 minutes with consistency, I don't see why we can't go far in the final season.
Yeah, we're actually looking forward to it too. As the Grizzlies will figure out next week the official tournament bracket and seedings for that AI tournament. All indications, we believe we have qualified, but you know how it is, Beasley, this time of the year. A lot of coaches with calculators and pens and paper and calculating strength of schedules and records amongst other teams in the country. Folks, I can tell you this. It gets really confusing if you try to figure out. It gets even more confusing if I try to explain it to you. So here's what I'll tell you. Look forward to that announcement next week is all I can tell you before you start booking plane tickets and reservations to Denver, Colorado. But all things considered, we think things look okay for GGC to make it. They have no idea what our seat's going to be or what that bracket and the tournament setting is going to be like, but I will tell you this. When I know, you'll know, and you can find out by going to grizzlyathletics.com. Coach is going through some last-minute changes here as these two teams get prepared to do battle. GGC in the light-colored uniform. Meanwhile, Cumberland is going to wear the black uniform here tonight. As the sun already starts to set, shadows have engulfed the Grizzly soccer complex, and we're technically already under the lights here in Lawrenceville. Temperatures are warm, 81 degrees here at kickoff as these two teams do battle 1 hour early than previously scheduled. So, Beasley, we may have to roll that welcome and that intro back again at the 7 o'clock hour, too. I don't think we want to do that either. But just a great sight here in Lawrenceville. Glad to have everybody aboard here live on our website at grizzlyathletics.com. For the second time today, getting some airtime on the Grizzly Digital Network is our public address announcer, Taylor Eisenberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starters for tonight's game. First up for the Cumberland Phoenix, who enter tonight with a 10-1-1 record. In goal, number 1, Ashley Cambites. Number 2, Caitlin Kozlowski. Number 3, Savannah Moreland. Number 5, Rebecca Holloway. Number 6, Luca Yowens. Number 7, Olivia Chu. Number 8, Dale Wazlowski. Number 14, Emily Shires. Number 16, Maria Brinu. Number 19, Catherine Hassel. And number 21, Elise Maynard. The Phoenix are coached by Adam Grant. And now, let's meet the starters for your Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies. The Grizzlies enter tonight with a 7-7-1 record. In goal, a freshman from Napier, New Zealand, number 32, Sophie Hoare. At defender, a junior from McDonough, number 6, Dominique Fletcher. At center mid, a junior from Gold Coast, Australia, number 8, Amy Moreland. At striker, a senior from McDonough, number 9, Nikki LaFave. At center mid, a sophomore from Canton, number 10, Lauren Moss. At midfield, a senior from Atlanta, number 11, Tiffany Rodriguez. At midfield, a junior from Harvest, Alabama, number 12, Crystal Countess. At striker, a sophomore from Orlando Diablo, Spain, number 13, Ana Gonzalez. At center back, a sophomore from Atlanta, number 14, Nicole Rodriguez. At center back, a sophomore from Norrköping, Sweden, number 15, Stina Anderson. And at defender, a sophomore from Woodstock, number 24, Amanda Yarger. The Grizzlies are coached by Chris Coons. He is assisted by Andrea Kaminsky, Colin Wilson, and Jessica Beasley. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, it's game time.
Big thanks to Taylor Eisenberg here at the Grizzlies Soccer Complex. Folks, if you had a chance, check out that Grizzlies Live episode from earlier today. Taylor closed out the show with me, put a nice little bow on the show, as we say. He rocked it. He was great. I'm going to have him on again, whether he knows it or not. All right, Beasley, let's take a look at the starting lineups here for Chris Coons. You saw it announced there, but this is what it looks like on paper, so to speak. And the Grizzlies come with that 4-4-2 attack. Two best goal scorers in the ballpark, Nicky Lefebvre and Ana Gonzalez, going to start up top. But then this new and improved back line for this third game in a row, we're going to see it again tested very well against number 12 Cumberland.
You know, I think Nicole Rodriguez is a good anchor for as a center back. She also does really well as a holding center mid, so I think her and Stina will hold down the back really well.
Nicole will have her work cut out for her, taking care of Emily Shires, their go-to target forward up top. She wears number 14, a junior out of British Columbia, so keep an eye on that matchup on the defensive side of things for Georgia Gwinnett. Grizzlies are committed to the NAI Champions of Character principles of integrity, respect, responsibility, sportsmanship, and servant leadership. Keep playing, keep learning, keep growing, game on. Learn more about the Champions of Character initiative and the opportunities to play in the NAI at NAI.org. Grizzlies are going to be in a light-colored uniform, mostly white, a little bit of gold going left to right in this first half. Meanwhile, Cumberland's going to wear the black jerseys, white trim, and the maroon red letters and numbers. The Phoenix going right to left in this first half. Center officials ready, and we're underway with soccer here in Gwinnett County. We expect to see more pressure from Chris Coons and company throughout the course of this broadcast. As Tiffany Rodriguez forces that ball out of bounds near side, with the first throw-in for Cumberland U. They go down the line, intended for that target forward in Shires. Shires trying to switch the field, sandwich between two Rodriguez. It heads toward Holloway. Holloway is the team's leader in assists, so the offense is going to move through Holloway in that interior midfield. You talked about Coach, or we heard from Coach Coons wanting to smother that infield and take those opportunities away from Holloway, who is trying to find Shires up top for the Phoenix. Beasley, you know my favorite is just bringing facts and numbers and stats and trivia to our lovely fans from all over the world to educate them. Mm-hmm. So you ready for this? Right out of the first minute. You ready for your trivia?
Okay.
This is at you, okay? I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you know what a phoenix is?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Some kind of bird.
Well, I mean, that is not incorrect, so we'll take it. Judges say yes. Ball put in the box there. Out comes the goalkeeper. Loose ball as Lefebvre goes down crashing to the ground. Cleared off the end line by a Phoenix defender. It'll be a corner kick coming for GGC. Lefebvre slow to get up and a little limp too as well for GGC's all-time leading goal scorer. So far side, Georgia Gwinnett will send three Grizzlies out that way. Moreland, Countess, and Tiffany Rodriguez. Phoenix send two out there. We've seen this already once this year. Countess will strike it. In-swinger, near post. Looking for Fletcher, and it's headed away by the Phoenix. Not out of the box just yet. Nicole Rodriguez in the neighborhood, but it's punched out by Shires. Throw in for GGC near side. So Fletcher, fresh off the 3 days rest of 9 innings pitched on Saturday night, said doesn't phase her at all. Talked to her on Grizzlies Live today. She was actually in the audience supporting Amanda Yarger. Another reason to check out Grizzlies Live from earlier today. Touch out from Gonzalez. Nicole Rodriguez goes toward the back post, and it's in! Nicole Rodriguez lets one fly from outside of the box, bends it up around the goalkeeper, and GGC leads 1-0 over number 12 Cumberland University here in the first couple of minutes in Lawrenceville.
Wow, that was, I have no words. That was an amazing strike by Nicole, looking for that corner upper 90, and great goal.
We hit the bar and it goes into the net. How good does that feel after being squandered twice versus Lindsey Wilson? Rodriguez puts it beautifully just inside the post. It hits the woodwork, finds some nylon, and GGC is up 1-0 just like that off of Nicole Rodriguez's third goal of the season. And GGC smells upset here early. Gonzalez taken down. We get a whistle and a free kick for GGC.
That is a great start to any game, but especially this one.
Georgia Gwinnett on top 1-0 off a corner kick, or excuse me, off a throw in. Fletcher into Gonzalez. It comes back out to Nicole and just put it beautifully up and away from the goalkeeper. GGC another free kick here. Countess stands over top of it. We saw her strike the bar on Saturday. Can she get it under the bar and in the net? In swing, near post. Moreland might have got a head on it. It's hitting the wrong direction. Nicole Rodriguez again comes out looking to turn. She can't do so. Looking to drop back. Finds Amanda Yarder. Fresh off lunch at Nuke's Eatery. Ball hops toward LaFave. LaFave able to head it toward the corner flag. Uses the jets, turns it on, wins that ball, hits it off of Phoenix. Still in play, now cleared off the inline. Nicole Rodriguez again in the area. Can't quite clean up. Shires around the midfield. Keep an eye on that. As soon as Shires touched it, look who was right there to be in her hip pocket. It's the battle of the 14s on the defensive side for GGC. Ana Gonzalez cuts in and goes back out, had it taken away. All the way back to the goalkeeper. That one's punched up and out of danger. It's going to be Ashley Cambitz, sophomore, out of Saskatchewan, underneath the post for Cumberland. Beasley, I'm going to dig through the archive here. It's Cambitz giving up just her 7th goal of the season. She's got 30 saves in total and 7 shutouts. It's only the 7th goal she's given up all year. And it was a beauty from Nicole Rodriguez. There's a cross into the box. They've got their man, and she hits it wide. Wide open over the mouth of the goal was number 14, and Emily Shires, the junior on the season, leads the team in goals, points, shots, shots on goals, and game-winning goals. You better identify where number 14 is with her 13 goals on the season. Sophie Hoare under the post for GGC. Puts a right foot into it. Nicole Rodriguez had it taken away. There's Shires. Shires looking across, denied by Anderson. Shires gets it back at the elbow. Chips one in the box. Fletcher's goal side and heads it away. That's huge for Dominique Fletcher, who's just starting at her 3rd game at right back for GGC. Moreland punches it up to LaFave. LaFave trying to get it around the defender. It's a foot race. LaFave gets a touch on it, moves it forward. One-on-one with the goalkeeper, and LaFave finishes! What do you know? GGC on top 2-0 here in the first 10 minutes of the ball game. Nikki LaFave adds to her career total. Now with an unbelievable mark. She's got 8 goals on the season. She is GGC's all-time leader in points and in goals, and she puts the Grizzlies on top 2-0.
My heart is racing. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to take a second. My heart. Woo!
So GGC, in more ways than one, looking for redemption and revenge, not only against Cumberland from last year after a 10-1 throttling in Lebanon, which was the worst loss in school history for women's soccer here at Georgia Gwinnett College, but it seems as if they're tired of getting beat by these teams with a number next to their name.
And you know, that one thing that we talked about that we needed to finish, and that is exactly what we've done here today. 3 shots on goal and finishing 2 of those 3 shots.
An NCAA Division II team ranked in Embry-Riddle. Number 9 in the NAIA Kaiser. Number 7 in Mobile. Number 5, Lindsey Wilson. And it all comes to a head tonight against number 12, Cumberland U. Fletcher racing down this right side. Cuts back to her left, taken down. A lot of contact, no whistle. Cumberland trying to possess out of the back. Folks, if you're just tuning in, you've missed it. You've missed a lot. GGC on top 2-0 in the first 6 minutes of this ball game. It was Nicole Rodriguez from long distance, bending it over the goalkeeper's head, hitting the post on the left side, and it found the back of the net. Then Lauren Moss sends a strike over top of the defense. LaFave uses her speed one-on-one with the goalkeeper and just finishes beautifully. Moreland gets a turnover. Finds the feet of Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to turn. Plays it wide. Moss is out that way. Moss with an assist already. puts one toward the box. Coming out and scooping it up will be Canvas. Lauren Moss picks up a big assist, her 4th of the season. Rodriguez in the midfield. Up the path to Moss. Moss lets one fly. Not a bad idea. One hops the goalkeeper there, and she's able to trap it on the turf. And a nice save by Canvas. Moss has launched a career 62 shots in her brief 2-year history in the Grizzly uniform. Fletcher gets beat, but then recovers. Knocks it out of bounds. A corner kick for the Phoenix, the first of the evening for them. Near side, this is their assist leader, Rebecca Holloway. Puts 2 fists in the air, now strikes it with a left foot, back toward the 18. Moss pokes out of danger. Grizzlies will get out of the back. There's a left foot, put back in the box. Anderson's there to head it out of danger. Moreland denies another opportunity. 3rd attempt for Cumberland to get back in the attack. Unable to do so. They retreat all the way back to midfield. This one's poked up around Anderson. Anderson settles, now moves forward, beats one black shirt, but not another. Anderson regroups and recovers. Yarger thought she was awarded a throw in there, but she touched the last throw in for Cumberland's. Nicole Rodriguez wins a header. A little bit of a battle up top with Maynard. Nicole hits it out, throw in for CU. 5 shots in the first 10 minutes. 2 have found the back of the net for GGC. Throw in. Moreland off top of her head, dangerously into the box. Anderson's all by herself. Missed touches with the left. Just out of the box. Cumberland heads in the wrong direction. Moss in the neighborhood, but Cumberland swings it near side. Ball looped in the box, looking for the goal scorer, but one hops toward Hoare, and she'll make a nice play. Ball hops toward Anderson, heads it straight up in the air. Now she's challenged, headed by Shire. Shire's surrounded by Grizzlies, and now Hoare will come out and scoop it up. Hoare right foot out midfield. Tiffany Rodriguez hits it initially. Now Nicole will hit it further. Moss settles in. Moss picks her head up. Can't find the feet of Gonzalez. Grizzlies will build on something. Loose ball toward the midfield. 14 versus 14 there. One temporarily by Shires. Then Yarger steps in front of that pass. Swings wide to Countess. Too long for her reach. And it'll be a throw in for the Phoenix. 10 minutes into this ball game. GGC leads 2-0. Cumberland has hopped off the bus, and Lawrenceville got smacked right in the mouth early.
Unbelievable first 5 minutes.
Ball played down the line. Again, into Shire. Stood up by Nicole Rodriguez. Drops it back. Ball rattling around the midfield. Countess pressures. Forces a bad pass. Moreland with a turnover. Chips it up to Gonzalez. Gonzalez plays it up to LaFave, surrounded by black shirts, and turns it over. Now Moreland gets a steal. Moreland in the attacking third. Made a nice move, but an even better play defensively by the center back in Chu. Long ball down this left side. Fletcher's beat, but Anderson's in the neighborhood. Sprinting toward her own goal, she'll use the feet of Hoare. Hoare pokes it near side. Good collective defensive effort. That one heads out of bounds near side. Throw in for Cumberland. These two teams, GGC and Cumberland U, have played 2 common opponents on the year, Life and Cumberland's out of Kentucky. Both those conference games for Cumberland U. GGC, this is where your soccer math comes in. GGC beat Life 7-0. Cumberland beat Life 9-0. GGC beat Cumberland's 2-1. And Cumberland beat Cumberland's 1-0. What's that tell you?
Not much.
Yeah, I said here. This ball shot near post, knuckling toward Hoare. She'll scoop it up. My point is both teams 2-0. First common opponents. Or a big boot around midfield toward Countess. She heads in the right direction toward Gonzalez. Gonzalez covered up by Wazlowski. Ball out of bounds, throwing for GGC. Target player up top, Shires gets it. Pressured quickly by Nicole, taken away by Anderson. Tiffany swings it near side to Fletcher, all by herself. Tiffany picks her head up. Plenty of time. Plays a square ball to Fletcher. Fletcher picks her head up. Short to Moreland. A little give and go. Fletcher working downhill. Fletcher puts one into the box over top of LaFave's head, way short of Gonzalez. Moreland with a high flying kick for the turnover. Moreland, nice play defensively. Stops possession and throw in for Phoenix. Countess up the way. Lefebvre with a flick. Gonzalez as well. Cumberland forced to drop it all the way back to Cambitz. Countess comes crashing in there. She gets fouled. Whistle goes GGC's way. Free kick for the Grizzlies. First 15 minutes, folks. Scoreboard is correct. 2-0 for the Grizzlies. It was Nicole Rodriguez in the 3rd minute off of a broken play on a corner kick. Just put it up and over the defense as well as the goalkeeper. Hit off the left post and went in the back of the net. And then Nikki Lefebvre, GGC's all-time leading goal scorer and points getter, beat the defense and the goalkeeper in a one-on-one opportunity. GGC has finished their opportunities and has a 2-0 lead. Three Grizzlies stand over top of it. That's Countess and the Rodriguez sisters. Tiffany will take it. Loops one toward Moreland. Comes out toward Gonzalez. Gonzalez at the elbow, double team. Gives it off to Moss. Moss might have been pushed. Deflection ends up toward Gonzalez, and it's pushed out of play for a throw-in for the Grizzlies. That will be Nikki Lefebvre's 30th goal of her career and give her now 72 points.
And to go back on that goal, that was, I mean, great pressure, winning the ball, and just such great confidence and composure with that finish. Just a beautiful finish.
And what's interesting, Beasley, tell me otherwise, as Fletcher heaves this ball in toward the box. This ball squirts back out of the penalty area. Nicole Rodriguez stuffed on the effort. Dangerous play here. Cumberland working on a counterattack. They give it up down this left side. Tiffany Rodriguez sprinting, trying to chase down the Phoenix player. Gets even with her. Still into the box, left foot near post. Hore's there.
That's a great hustle by Tiffany coming back and making sure she didn't get a clear shot on goal.
That was Holloway that dribbled about 60 yards to get that shot off, and Hoare was ready for it. But what's crazy to me, Beasley, is the difference between losing to number 5 and potentially, well, we'll call it what it is, currently winning against number 12. Because on Saturday when Gonzalez played that ball through to Lefebvre, I thought in my mind, here we go. This Nikki's going to do what she does, and she's going to finish this ball. She beats the goalkeeper like she always does, and the crossbar got in the way. Same feeling I had internally when Moss plays that ball to the top. I thought, here goes Lefebvre, turn on the Jets, one-on-one. She always finishes, and it's amazing to me. You put the same player in the same position to finish. She does her job both times, but how unlucky the Grizzlies were on Saturday and how, dare I say, karma has come back into our favor here tonight.
Yeah, and yesterday I was able to sit in on a practice as well, and they really honed in on finishing the ball and making sure we get some shots off and going in the goal and not just getting it on frame.
I think the transformation of this team, it used to be about creating opportunities and then creating shots. And now we're at the point where we're focusing on finishing those shots because we've created opportunities and have so many shots. There's a ball played back toward the goalkeeper, and Cam Bites out of bounds throwing. Because all season long, we've outshot the world. I mean, we traditionally, game in and game out, outshoot our opponents. If you go back and look at the box scores individually. We did on Saturday versus Lindsey Wilson. Now, can this team find another level in finishing those shots? This one trickles toward Cam Bites.
And like Coach Coons had said before, that's the difference between a top 5 team is those shots on goal, but being able to finish those shots and make points out of those.
Long ball issued by Phoenix. Wide open down this left side is Chu. Chu, get it in the box. Fletcher recovers, comes back toward the 18. Countess is there and clears it out. Cumberland yo-yos the throw in. Trying to work something out of this near sideline. Countess gets a turnover. Moreland pokes it up to Gonzalez. Gonzalez plays it near side Lefebvre. Lefebvre, maybe only in 4th gear there, keeps it in play. Trying to find 5th. Little step over. Cuts back to the left. At the elbow. Dumps it off. Right across the teeth of the defense there. Almost found Moss. Cumberland boots it forward. There's the matchup of the 14s, won by Nicole. She played up the path. No one home in a Grizzly uniform. Ball out of bounds, throwing for the Grizzlies. GGC, who has never, ever beaten an NAIA top 25 team in our 4+ year history, currently leads number 12, Cumberland, 2-0. Ball thrown in down the way. Too long and out of the reach of Lefebvre, so it's off the inline, the goal kick for Cumberland.
Is number 24, Mariah Applin.
Little substitution for head coach Adam Grant in the 2nd year of the program. He'll bring in Mariah Applin, a 5'5" sophomore out of Australia, transfer in from Woodcroft College. Ball hops up on the turf and hops over Tiffany Rodriguez's head. Fletcher there. Pokes it straight up in the air. Now ball will hop toward Nicole Rodriguez. Tiffany. Controls in the midfield. Picks her head up, swings it out to Yarger. Moss plays it in the box, looking for Lefebvre. It just took an awkward hop and hops over her head. Well, it's Lefebvre. Would have been breathing easy in the penalty spot. Pressure by the Grizzlies. Cumberland keeps it from going off the end line, looking for help. They put it back toward the middle of the field. Moreland's there. Moreland pops it up, however. Cumberland U returns the favor. Fletcher will have the opportunity. Fletcher heaves it in. Finds Gonzalez. Gonzalez with a touch toward Moreland. Now Cumberland trying to build out of the back. Here's the sub, and Applin plays it up the way. Shires trying to turn, unable to do so. Nicole Rodriguez just continues to push her back, deeper into the formation. Put the goal aside, Beasley. Who's winning that battle? 14 versus 14.
Nicole Rodriguez.
I agree.
She's doing her job. I know that Chris Coons had talked about shutting her down, and she has made sure she hasn't turned. And let's hope that she can carry that on the rest of the game.
And what I like, it's kind of like give and take. Nicole Rodriguez is staying goal side. She's not trying to go around the bigger, stronger player. She's not trying to beat her to passes over top. She's simply let her settle and then just don't let her turn.
That's right.
And so Cumberland continues to pound the ball inside the 14, but she's unable to do anything with it because Nicole is putting that pressure, literally kind of a forearm on the hip, not letting her turn and not letting her hit those long balls down the side of the speedy Phoenix players. Moreland tapped from behind, but play continues from the center official. Gonzalez, big cross into the box. Moreland in the neighborhood, unable to do anything with it. Applin circles back. Ball forward, brought back to Apple. Tiffany Rodriguez chases, and they drop it back again to the center back. That's number 8, and Wozlowski. Grizzlies get a turnover. Gonzalez stood up by 2 black shirts. A little fancy dribbling at the elbow, lets one fly, but the second defender is there to deny the shot. Moss pressures, forces a bad shot. Tiffany Rodriguez, low line drive, it trickles around and ricochets past a couple of black shirts, and it'll be settled by the goalkeeper and Cambites.
Just a job well done by the Grizzlies. Every time Cumberland is trying to get the ball over the top, just try to get it out of their half, the Grizzlies are there for the next ball. They're just making sure that that ball does not break their back line and stay on their half.
That sequence right there will go overlooked by the average fan, but I guarantee you Coach Coons will bring that ball right there back up to Dominique Fletcher. That's the first misplay she's had in the last 3 games. The best part about it, as soon as she does, turns on the Jets, wins the header, knocks out of bounds. I got a feeling if you're going to come down the left side of the Grizzly defense, you're going to have to beat 4 defenders. And that's Dominique Fletcher twice, Stina Anderson, and then Sophie Hoare.
That's right.
I don't think anybody's going to be able to do that. Fletcher, another launch. I think can hone in her passing skills a little bit there on the throw-ins. She's almost too strong for her own good. I don't know if the Grizzlies need to adjust or she needs to be a hair more conservative. Anderson heads it toward midfield. Long ball, and Fletcher. It's a grand slam home run and kickball. Gonzalez, beautiful touch, beats 1 defender. 4v2, the Grizzlies are to 2, and again, too many black shirts to try to beat on that attack. Yarger, nice hustle to win that ball. Countess settles in the wrong direction, now recovers. Picks her head up, plays short to Moreland, drops it back. Tiffany Rodriguez loops into the box. Moreland again trying to settle. First 25 minutes, Grizzlies lead 2-0. Grizzlies have done a fantastic job of not only creating chances, 5 shots, all of them on goal, and they finished 2 of them, Beasley. We talked about that being the key at the top of the broadcast. Can they finish those shots and opportunities? Coach Kuhn said in the pregame as well, going to clog up that middle with the 4-4-2. Same game plan versus Lindsey Wilson on Saturday. Beasley in both categories, finishing and clogging that middle. What do you give the Grizzlies a grade?
I don't want to jinx it, so I'm going to.
But you can evaluate the first
Right.
25 minutes.
I honestly, to this point, the best game that I've seen them play. Yes,
Ooh.
they played extremely hard against Point, but there were times and bits and pieces where they not as great as they could be. But this game so far, I haven't seen a lapse in judgment, and I think they're playing as hard as they can, and they're winning every 50-50 ball.
Cumberland, far side. Looking for Yoens. Yoens gets it right back. Pressured by Nicole Rodriguez. Moss, bad touch in the wrong direction. Anderson steps up and guards 14. Great piece of dribbling there by Holloway. She gets a shot off, and Sophie Hoare's on the wrong foot. Might have been deflected off the foot of Holloway. Hoare was leaning left. The shot went right, and just like that, Cumberland, you knew they wouldn't go down without a fight, Beasley. We called it a melee on a Wednesday, and the Phoenix have come right back and scored a goal to make it 2-1. In the meantime, substitution for Chris Coons. Nikki LaFave will step out, and Samantha Buchanan, the junior out of Jackson, California, will check in. I didn't get a chance to ask this question, but I'll ask it here, and I think it's somewhat rhetorical. I don't think anybody in this ballpark or watching online, if you did, you fooled yourself, thought 2-0 was going to be the final score of this game. Now Cumberland coming right back downhill. Or with a big boot around midfield, looking toward Gonzalez. She'll flick it forward, looking for Moss. Moss able to settle. Gonzalez keeps it in line, down that left rail. Short to Moss. Off to Buchanan. Tries the one time a give and go to Gonzalez, and Cumberland recovers for a throw-in. Cumberland program is trending in the right direction, so to speak, under second-year head coach Adam Grant. They have put together 3 really good 10-plus win seasons. And 10 plus is sort of that magical milestone in soccer to get to double-digit wins. They had as many as 19 wins in a regular season, or excuse me, 19 wins in a season. And that dating all the way back to 2014 was kind of the culmination of it all, where they advanced to that final site in Orange Beach, Alabama after winning an opening round match. And in that same season, they climbed the NAIA coaches poll to number 1. Both were program first, the final site and the top of the coaches poll. So then Coach Adam Grant, who was with the program for 2 years previously to being the head coach, so he was a part of that program that built to that 2014 season. First year last year, and there's always some changes, some bumps and bruises along the road with the first year or a head coach for the first time of the program. And so now, here they're on the second year, 10 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie. They had their eyes on bigger things in that Mid-South Conference and potentially hosting another one of them opening round matchups. A loss, a draw, or a win today is not going to help or hurt that case. They'll still have that opportunity with the phenomenal MRPI ranking that they'll have and being ranked as highly as they will. But a loss here will snap a 6-game winning streak for the Phoenix and head coach Adam Grant. Corner kick coming for Cumberland U. We played almost 30 here in the first half. GGC leading 2-0 after GGC leading 2-1 after 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. Holloway, left foot, out toward the 18. Challenged by Countess, headed straight up in the air. Flying in is going to be Chu, and then punched out of the back by GGC. Gonzalez in the neighborhood. Loose ball comes out to Buchanan. Buchanan settles, does not have numbers, waits for the Cavalry to join her. Now tries to hit the long behind the defense. Gonzalez in the neighborhood. A little miscommunication there, and just in time is Cam Bites. Ball alongside, or excuse me, far side. Rodriguez, it's Tiffany. Controlling in the midfield, plays it short to Moreland. Moreland picks her head up. Leaves the pressure to Fletcher. Pressured by Applin. Now to Nicole. Countess. Tough first touch for Countess. She turns it over. Maynard. Too wide. As Yarger puts a nice little left foot into it. Ends up in the lap of the goalkeeper. In the middle of Holloway. A little give and go. Working the field with Hassel. Hassel working downhill. Anderson's there. Through ball. Rodriguez's goal side. Working up against Shires. Rodriguez turns her away. It'll be a corner kick for Cumberland. Both 14 shaken up on the play.
I think she got a piece of Nicole's ankle. Not on purpose.
Another corner kick coming for Cumberland. However, they'll have Maria Bernou take it. Backdoor header just wide of the post there. Tiffany Rodriguez casually lets that one go right past her on the near post. And all of a sudden, momentum starts turning just a little bit here for the Phoenix. Fletcher. Tiffany. Applin settles, plays it forward. Running out of the midfield is Holloway. Too far of a touch. Anderson knocks out of play. Throw in for the Phoenix. Applin over top of Fletcher's head to Holloway. Rodriguez there to help out, but Holloway there in the neighborhood. And again, a shot by Shires, denied by Nicole. Quickly thrown in and short. Little two-man game with Bernou. Fletcher pokes it up to Gonzalez. Gonzalez couldn't settle. Loose ball out to Moss. Moss comes near side looking for Buchanan. Buchanan just a little bit too tough. Buchanan was calling for it. Come a little bit of trouble here. Gonzalez pressured. Comes wide to the near side. Applin keeps it in play, and Buchanan forces a throw in for the Grizzlies in the deepest part of the ballpark. Good sequence there for GGC.
Lauren Moss did a great job when she received the ball to look up, and Sam was screaming for the ball on the far side. She was able to connect. Unfortunately, it just wasn't long enough, and it wasn't at the correct angle, but it was a good look.
Fletcher over top of Buchanan's head toward Gonzalez. Moreland shields off, jumps it back. Fletcher with a cross, tough toward the 18. Lauren Moss with a header out to Countess. Countess with it back to the goal, trying to turn it, able to do so. To one hop toward Cambites, and she'll secure it for the Phoenix. Ball hits on the turf once. Falling down is Shires, and play continues. I think Nicole Rodriguez pulled the chair out from under her. You ever done that, Beasley, where you put some pressure on the back of an attacker, and then right when you think the pressure's going to come in more, you let go and they fall down?
Smart.
On near side, wide open is Berneau. Holloway working her magic in the midfield, swings it far side. Yarger tries to stand up the attacker, does so initially on Chu. Holloway again, trying to direct traffic, playing point guard on this team. Cumberland swings it near side, lots of time and space for Berneau. Moreland late to rotate over, line drive over the head of Shires, and Anderson will boot it up. That one touched out by Berneau. Throwing for the Grizzlies and a sub for Chris Coons.
Coming in for Georgia Gwinnett is number 7, Caitlin Berry.
It'll be Caitlin Berry checking into the game for Bristol Countess. Go ahead, Beasley.
What?
I just thought you were going to give Mark a shout out that he rightfully deserves.
Hey, Mr. Berry.
I did challenge all of our hashtaggers earlier today on Grizzlies Live. I don't know if Mark and company were able to see that early in the day, but our tweet of the week went to about 6 different people, including Mark and Tim and Cody and Wendy and all the great people that tweeted in during our broadcast last Wednesday. I named everybody the tweet of the week. We put all the tweets on screen. I think we even cut Taylor's head off, didn't we, at some point on the show? You couldn't even see Taylor and I on screen because there were so many tweets. And so I challenged you guys on Grizzlies Live earlier today, and Beasley, just as always, our Grizzlies fans answer the challenge. Tim Countess, Mark Berry checking in on the hashtag GGC Athletics. So for Wendy and Cody and the rest of them, we looking forward to hearing from you guys as well.
You know what I found out? Digestive biscuits. I think those are cookies.
Come again?
Right there.
What'd you
Mr.
say?
Berry, mug of tea and dunking digestive biscuits.
Was that English? What was that? Was that English? Digestive biscuits? What are you talking about?
I had asked Kate because she was talking about, I think they're cookies. I really think they're cookies.
Well, I hope they're cookies after you just read it on air. I hope it's not something bad.
He tweeted it.
That doesn't mean you get to read it
They're
live
cookies.
on air.
They're cookies.
You find out what you're talking about
I
first,
think they're
Beasley,
cookies.
before you just start spreading propaganda everywhere.
Well, he definitely wouldn't post something unless it was.
I trust him. It's you I'm worried about. Inside 10 minutes to play here in the first half.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
I think they're cookies. Can you confirm that, Mr. Berry? Or digestive biscuits cookies?
Tiffany Rodriguez applying pressure. Buchanan with a steal. Out to Gonzalez. Gonzalez with a settle. Comes back to Buchanan. Buchanan into the box. Buchanan just a little bit late to the party. And a great slide tackle by the center back for Cumberland. And a great play there by Luca Joins, freshman out of Germany. Joins makes a nice play and forces a corner kick for GGC. Lauren Moss will come to the near side. Buchanan just one step too late. 2 Grizzlies near side. There's 1 Phoenix there. See what they draw up. Now 2 Phoenix will join the party. Moss will take it herself. Intended for Fletcher. Hits the turf. Nicole Rodriguez stops a clearance. Berry gets a boot on it. Berry comes back again. Berry with a shot. Berry with a goal. Caitlin Berry with a second effort for GGC. Puts Georgia Gwinnett on top 3-1 here in the first half versus number 12 Cumberland.
Wow. Great pressure by the Grizzlies, and that's a great finish by Caitlin Berry, finding the far post and being able to slide it through.
Caitlin Berry puts home her second digestive biscuit of the season and puts Georgia Gwinnett on top 3-1. There's a replay at it. First effort, second effort. Yes, ma'am, Caitlin Berry. Who saw 3-1 coming in the first half, Jessica Beasley?
Not, well, I'm going to be honest, not me. I'm very proud. Very proud of their effort and how they've played so far this
I'm
half.
in that camp as well. I'm not saying I didn't believe it, because Lord knows we've played really well over the last couple weeks. And playing well isn't even it, because you can play well being an inferior team and get beat. We just were flat unlucky on Saturday.
I can agree with that. Hitting the crossbar and it just very unlucky.
Andy Yarger had her flag pulled, so the referee will blow the whistle and get a free kick for GGC. Wendy answers the call, checking in from Napier, New Zealand. Ball far side. Caitlin Berry doing work. Trying to go around the end line. Applying pressure. Just barely gets a foot on it. And it'll actually go off the end line. And the center official called for a corner kick. The linesman on their side called for the goal kick. And so we'll go with the goal kick there. And I think that's the right call. The hustle play by Caitlin Berry.
All right. We have confirmation.
All right, good deal.
Digestive biscuits are cookies, but they call cookies biscuits. So what do you call biscuits?
Nice. That's a great question. That's a great question. Fletcher in the midfield. By the way, I love biscuits and cookies both. They're part of my favorite.
Oh, me too. Biscuits and grape jelly.
Ooh, I'm a biscuits and honey kind of guy.
Oh.
You want to put honey on the biscuits? Fantastic. If I had to be specific, Bojangles. Here, Holloway going long distance, denied by Fletcher. Ball still in the box. Post-up move by Shires, denied by Nicole. Poked out of the back. Not out of danger just yet. Here's a left-footed shot. Anderson stops it from going toward Hoare. Pressure again by Moreland. Trying to pull the trigger, and they can't. They're touching Fletcher. Hit that ball somewhere between here and Snellville. And Gonzalez touches it forward. Surrounded by black shirts, still applying the pressure all the way back to the goalkeeper, and they'll move it toward the midfield. Moss is there. Moss comes right back toward Buchanan, and just a little bit too much pace and angle for Buchanan to recover. There'll be a goal kick coming for Cumberland. Checking in for Adam Grant will be number 10, Autumn Copeland. 5'3" out of Clarksville, Tennessee. As Olivia Chu will get a breather. There's a look at Copeland. As Cam bites, hits it long. One by the Grizzlies. Gonzalez goes far side. Yarger trying to get north. Touches it last. There'll be another goal kick coming for CU. So give me Nicole in the third. Nikki in the sixth, and now Caitlin in the 39th. GGC on top 3-1. Against number 12 Cumberland. Anderson pokes it forward. Nicole Rodriguez stops Shires once, beats Shires a second time, picks her head up, possesses things. Berry, far side, no at home, except for Hannah Engelbrock in an air boot. Is she allowed to do that? It's a nice play by Hannah. Did you see that?
With her boot?
Well, she stopped the ball with the boot. Yes, like the air boot. Oof. So
I hope Shire didn't see that.
I know. Shire standing right behind me. You can see some smiles and some grief apparently given to Engelbrock. As Hannah, as you guys know, left the field a week ago today versus Point. A very high ankle sprain, which I think that is worse than a low ankle sprain. She's going to be out for a couple of weeks, but she is okay. Clearly walking on her own power with an air boot on, and apparently you can kick a soccer ball with an air boot on and it not hurt. Great touch, too. That air boot's plastic, too. You don't get a lot of finesse with it. Moss looking long. In the neighborhood of Buchanan. Poked out by the Phoenix defense. There's a terrible touch there in the midfield by Copeland, maybe a little unlucky. The Grizzlies possessing near side. Buchanan comes back toward Gonzalez. Gonzalez shoved off the ball. Strong play there by Holloway. Holloway, big boot with the left foot. Kept in play by Fletcher. Here comes Shires. Fletcher picks her head up, plays it right back down the line. Finds Buchanan. Buchanan turns, faces the goal, trying to go with the full moon, and touched out of bounds by Bernoon. There you go, Beasley.
I've seen him before. She brought him here from home, I think, this summer.
Now, is that a biscuit or a cookie? That's a cookie.
That's a cookie for us.
All right, fair enough.
I don't see any chocolate, though.
Digestive biscuit for those in the UK. Header by Tiffany Rodriguez. Another one by Tiffany Rodriguez. This one's toward the new sub. And Kelsey Ritchie checks in for Amy Moreland. Gardner, far side, takes out her attacker. Throw in for the Grizzlies. Ritchie wanted to throw it in, but the side linesman overrules the center official again and calls a throw in for the Phoenix.
I don't think that's how it's supposed to work.
I don't think so either. Loose ball comes back to Anderson. Anderson with time off to Fletcher. Fletcher surrounded by black shirts, panically gets rid of it. Gonzalez playing a little bit more south in the midfield. Fletcher, one touch near side. Inside 2 minutes to play in this first half. It's been all Grizzlies here. We'll have a first half stat recap as well as first half highlights for you at halftime. You are not going to want to miss this. We'll even bring back an excerpt from Grizzlies Live from earlier this afternoon. Buchanan battle down this side, sent along in the box, no one home for the Grizzly uniform. Beasley, I ask, after all the frustration and the strength of schedule talk, and I'll say it, the losses of what hurt. It's not the moral victories, it's the flat losses for the program this year. 7 wins, 7 losses, and a 1 tie. I ask you here, moments before halftime, GGC leads 3-1 over number 12 Cumberland. Do you believe the Grizzlies can win this game?
I do believe they can win this game. They've shown a lot of confidence, but you have to remember, they play a great 60 minutes. If they can continue and play the last 30 minutes like they played the first 60, then we would have no problem at all. They just have to keep consistent.
I think the record would be different too as well. This ball knifes through the Grizzly defense, intended on the far side. I think that's Copeland. Goes out of bounds for a GGC throw. Inside 30 to play till halftime. Yarger down the line. Intended for Barry. Touched out by Cumberland. And the countdown is on.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
First 45 minutes are in the books, and GGC has put 3 goals on the board in this first half. Beasley, you've actually got to go all the way back to Faulkner at the top of the month in October, where the Grizzlies won 4-1. Certainly didn't score 3 goals in 1 half. And the Grizzlies are going to go all the way back to Bruton Parker on August 31st to show that GGC scored 3 goals in the half. Easy to say the best 45 minutes of the season for Georgia Gwinnett as they take a 2-goal lead into halftime versus the number 12 team in the country at Cumberland University. We're going to take a break, correction. We're going to toss things straight to Grizzlies Live. Folks, if you didn't get a chance to check out the show today, we had the distinct pleasure of having Barbara Lund on the broadcast from the alumni office here at GGC. As folks, this is homecoming week here at Georgia Gwinnett College, and here is Barbara and I talking on today's episode of Grizzlies Live. Enjoy.
Welcome
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Grizzlies Live here at Nuke City. It's homecoming week here at GGC, and the reason you knows it is this little logo right here. It's a big week here at GGC. We're super excited, and we're led off the program with Barbara Lund from GGC in the alumni office.
Hi.
Barbara, how are you?
Great, how are you?
A warm homecoming welcome here at Nuke Eatery.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to just dive right into this week.
All right.
Homecoming week has already started here for us on campus. There's been a lot of festivities. I heard there was a marathon kickball game last night between the students and staff. Can we report a score, or was it everybody left a victory?
I do not have that score on me today, but I hear there was a great turnout and a lot of people had a lot of fun, so we're just excited to kick off homecoming.
And I can only imagine this is a busy time of the week for the alumni office for you guys here. Long days, long hours, lots of planning too as well.
Sure.
What's something that goes into this week behind the scenes that nobody on campus sees?
Oh, everybody is involved in homecoming. We've got facilities crew working, we've got the tech crew working to make sure that when our guests come to campus, they get a warm Grizzly welcome and alumni remember what it is that they love about coming to GGC as students.
You mentioned the alumni. This is a great opportunity for them to come back to campus, to come back to GGC. How does your office reach out to the alumni? Because as much as we like to put up our border around Gwinnett County, we've got alumni from all over the world.
All over, we do.
How do you bring them back here to campus?
Well, we're growing our programs. We're starting to launch things like a monthly alumni network mixer where we bring people together to network and hear various speakers that we arrange. Larger events like homecoming, we're hoping to do more of those as we roll forward. And then we have leadership opportunities available through the Alumni Association Board. So it's growing.
Yeah,
like everything at GGC, it's growing.
I don't know if you've heard this rumor, but the rumor on campus is if you stand still long enough, they'll just build a building over top of you. Is that true? Do you guys see that as well?
I think that has almost happened a couple of times.
And for the alumni out there that haven't made it back to campus in, I don't know, 6 months, come on back. There's a lot of changes that have been going on, and you can get a tour of all the great facilities. The Allied Health Building's looking good. Cisco's looking great with the expansion there. So come on back. It's a lot of fun.
Definitely.
And it's not just the alumni.
Faculty, staff, everyone is involved in it. We've got a door decorating contest going on today where faculty, staff, and students in the residence halls are showing their Grizzly pride. We've got a comedy show this evening on campus. We've got the first Grizzly 5K trek on Friday, and then we've got volunteer service projects going on Saturday in conjunction with Gwinnett Great Days of Service. So there's a lot of stuff going on and a lot of ways to be engaged.
No reason, no excuse whatsoever to sit in your dorm room and lock the door. Or if you live here in Gwinnett County, come on out. It's going to be a lot of fun all week long. Where can the people go to find out this information? Because there's a schedule of events.
There is. If you go to www.ggc.edu and type homecoming into the search bar,
So simple.
everything will come up. It's a full schedule.
And you can stay locked to social media, the Georgia Gwinnett Twitter account, the main campus account, as well as Grizzly Athletics. They've been tweeting all week long about the great festivities going on as well. For us in athletics, our coaches, student athletes, I don't know if you picked up on this, we're a competitive group.
No, I hadn't.
And so we get locked in the game. This homecoming, the festivities, we love it, the excitement, the energy. But we get locked in on the game, but Saturday is going to be more than that.
Right.
What can people coming to the game, expecting to see soccer, see outside of the field this weekend?
We're really excited that we're crowning our GGC's first homecoming king and queen.
Nice.
And we'll also have a performance by the Grizzliettes.
Whoa.
Which is a fairly new dance club at GGC. So we're very excited. Hope it's an entertaining, family-friendly event for everybody. And it's going to be a good week and a good night.
Come early, stay late. You'll be entertained the entire time, including the 2 soccer games that we have. Women are going to take on Tacoma Falls. Men are going to take on University of Cumberland. Doubleheader. It's going to be phenomenal stuff down at the Grizzly Soccer Complex. And I don't know what your office is thinking, what the rumors have gone around campus, but it's homecoming. You're supposed to win homecoming, right?
That is my prediction.
Do you have any predictions for this weekend?
I predict the women will put up a W and send their seniors out in style.
Nice.
And that the men will bring home a 6th straight victory.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Somebody's done their homework. Senior day for the women and 5 straight on the men's side. Barbara, thank you so much for dropping by.
Thank you.
You are always welcome here on the show anytime from the alumni office.
Thanks.
We hear from our alumni on Twitter during the broadcast. all year long. So they're out there, they're watching, they're listening, and you're welcome to come on and talk to them anytime.
Awesome.
We'll look
Have
forward
a
to seeing
great
you on
one.
Saturday.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with GGC Women's Soccer. Amanda Yarger right here on Grizzlies Live in Nuke City on the Grizzly Digital Network. To watch more videos from the Grizzly Digital Network, head over to grizzlyathletics.com. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Grizzly Digital Network. Don't adjust your set there. That is bubble soccer here at the Grizzly Soccer Complex. Have you ever participated in anything like that?
I have.
It is pandemonium, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it hurts your neck. A lot.
So that is the RSO, the Student Latin American group here that is celebrating a get-together here at the Grizzly Soccer Complex, and so they're enjoying some bubble soccer here at halftime. We'd like to enjoy our corporate sponsors who have helped make this game and this broadcast possible. Auto Bell Car Wash, Chick-fil-A on Pike Street, Choice of G Restaurant Delivery, Dominic's Italian Restaurant Lawrenceville, Dr. Jones and Potter Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, Gunnar Automotive, Gwinnett Medical Center, Gwinnett Sports Commission, Hampton Inn on Sugarloaf Parkway, Hayes Family Automotive Dealership, Homewood Suites, Sugarloaf Parkway, and Infinity of Gwinnett. We've got a 3-1 score here in the first half, and folks, it's GGC with the 3, and Cumberland, the 12th ranked team in the country, with the 1. As our box score of the first half looks a little something like this. GGC outshot Cumberland for the first 35 minutes of this contest. GGC gets the first 2 goals of the game. Cumberland answers with the third, and then Caitlin Berry gets the 4th. We'll have highlights in just a minute here. But Beasley, take into assessment this first half.
I think it's a great first half by the Grizzlies. They've put in pressure. They're not letting CU turn. They're keeping the pressure on. Nicole Rodriguez is doing a great job making sure number 14 is not getting a shot on goal. She's doing a wonderful job. She's doing exactly what Chris Coons wants her to do.
I'll tell you what, there's 2 people that get a lot of credit for this first half, or the way this first half has gone. And maybe that's not the right choice of words there, but Coach Coons called it. He says, I asked him point blank, fill in the blank, the Grizzlies will win this game if, he says, Nicole Rodriguez does her job. And he's right, because if she fails, we're going to give up a ton of goals. So she's been great in the back to keep this game the way it is. And then I think the other credit goes to what you said, finishing those opportunities. Because time and time again this year, we've created more shots in our team. We've had more shots on goal than the team, but we haven't finished those opportunities. And I think it's safe to say our 3 best goal-scoring opportunities, we've finished all 3 of them.
Yeah, I can agree with that. So the Grizzlies has got to continue to take shots on goal and not be afraid to score some goals. I mean, they've gotten really close. They've had 6 shots, and just continue to take shots.
We've also learned in America we call them cookies, and in England they call them biscuits. Biscuits. And Caitlin Berry had a biscuit of her own in this first half. And we'll have a look at that biscuit on the other side of this break. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
Hello, I'm Dr. Darren Wilson, Director of Athletics at Georgia Gwinnett College. Here at Grizzly Athletics, we pride ourselves in our 5 core values: service, leadership, sportsmanship, responsibility, and the pursuit of excellence. Our mission is to develop lifelong leaders of character through academic and athletic excellence. We hope you're enjoying today's broadcast, and we thank you for your support of our program. Go Grizzlies!
For further details about Grizzly Athletics performance, head over to grizzlyathletics.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Darren Wilson, Director of Athletics at Georgia Gwinnett College. While you're watching today's broadcast, I wanted to highlight the academic accomplishments of our players who stand out in the classroom. Academic success is a vital part of the experience at GGC, and for our students who earn a 3.0 or higher semester GPA, they have their name added to the AD's honor roll. With team GPAs as high as 3.7, we've had excellent performance to date and over 50 athletes per semester earning AD honor roll distinction. So while you're enjoying the athletic feats of our players today, know that your Grizzlies are doing us proud in the classroom as well.
To see more about the Grizzly Athletics Complex, go to grizzlyathletics.com.
That is not where you want to be in bubble soccer. That's upside down and feet to the sky. But welcome back here to the Grizzly Soccer Complex. As again, we want to thank our corporate sponsors who have helped make today's game and this broadcast possible. Duke's Eatery in Lawrenceville, Northwestern Mutual Financial Advisor Reed Golden, Old Town Tavern and Grill in Lawrenceville, Penn Station East Coast Subs in Lawrenceville, Pepsi Beverage Company, Slosky's Cafe and Bakery in Swanee, Sinorama in Lawrenceville, Sosby Auto Supply, Sports Medicine South, Subaru of Gwinnett, and Willie's Mexicana Grill in Lawrenceville. As Beasley score 3-1 here at halftime. GGC on top of number 12 Cumberland U. As we take a look at the highlights here, GGC scored first in the 3rd minute of this contest off a corner kick. It comes back out to Nicole Rodriguez. It hits the post and it goes good for GGC.
That is an unbelievable finish. No way that goalkeeper could get that.
And then GGC's all-time leading goal scorer puts back her 30th goal of her career, one-on-one all day long for Nikki Lefebvre. Cumberland wouldn't go down without a fight. Holloway from long distance. It does deflect off of Stina Anderson. It's 2-1 in favor of GGC. Buchanan comes off the bench at a couple of good opportunities getting forward. And then there it is. Caitlin Berry, second effort here, right foot. What's it called?
Biscuit.
Biscuit. That's not what
Digestive
biscuit goes in the back of the net. Caitlin Berry's second goal of her career, second goal of the season, puts GGC on top, 1-0. That is your score here in Lawrenceville. As 3-1. There's a lot of. I'm thinking about cookies and biscuits now. I'm completely flustered. 3-1 is your score here at halftime between GGC and Cumberland U. We just saw pictures there of Coach Coons. Very, I don't want to say emotional because sometimes it's a negative connotation, but very uplifting there at halftime, talking to the girls, explaining to them how they can make adjustments in the second half.
Yeah, there's not really much adjusting that we can do. The girls are going 100% and they are working extremely hard, so they just have to carry that over. Again, like we've been saying, the last 45 minutes of the game. They've played one half, now we have to look back at 0-0 and then take that in stride and play another 45 minutes.
We saw signs of frustration from Lindsey Wilson on Saturday, especially coming out of the second half, where got away from their game plan. There was a little bit of finger pointing. You could see the body language start to downshift, and that was in a 0-0 ball game. Keep an eye on the body language for Cumberland U as they progress into the second half, because the longer it goes as the 12th ranked team in the country, the pressure is going to exponentially increase for the Phoenix here in the second half.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes are definitely crucial. That will determine where the momentum will be the rest of the game. Unless, if the Grizzlies score again or if Cumberland scores again, that first 10 minutes is extremely, extremely crucial. So we have to make sure the Grizzlies gain momentum and they continue to pressure and not let them shoot on them.
Yeah, I think what GGC did in the first half, getting 2 goals early, obviously giving up 2 goals would be bad, but you got to carry that momentum from the first half to the second half to say, hey, that wasn't a fluke the first 45. Let's continue that pressure, even if you get a goal or don't get a goal here to start the second half. You can't relax here in Western New Orleans. As all the soccer brains in the world will say, Jessica Beasley, the toughest lead in soccer is a 2-goal lead, right? Is that what you're going to tell me too?
It is.
Oh, it's so much malarkey.
It is.
Moments away here from second half action. Cumberland in the black uniform going to go left to right. These teams are going to switch sides. Grizzlies in the light colored uniform going to go right to left. Is that, yeah, let's take a look. There is a GGC men's soccer, at least a couple of the patrons that are checking out some women's soccer action here. Fresh off their 1-0 win over number 4 Thomas on the road yesterday. GGC men's soccer will be back in action, part of a doubleheader on Saturday to culminate the homecoming festivities. Kickoff is set for 7 o'clock versus the University of the Cumberland. So a quick shout out there to Steve DeCoux and company for a big win on the road last night. 5-game winning streak for GGC men's soccer. They're moving in the right direction, headed toward the postseason.
Good for them. I'm glad they're finished the season strong. That's always where you want to be.
And so the Grizzlies looking to begin to turn the corner. And can they do it over the next 45 minutes? Is that Kelsey Ritchie that took a spill there? Left side of your screen?
Oh, no.
I just got tangled up with Courtney Hicks there. That was not a moment you want to replay on the Grizzly Digital Network. Lauren Moss, great first half. A couple of great long balls. Got herself an assist. Been part of that clogging midfield that Chris Coons has asked for in this ball game. Her and Amy Moreland will stand over top of the G clog, get ready for the second half action. Moss and Moreland ready to go, waiting to whistle. The center F blows his whistle. We're underway with soccer here in the second half. Tiffany Rodriguez boots it forward for GGC to start the second half. Identical starting lineup to what started the first half. Sophie Hoare back in goal. Back line will be Fletcher, Rodriguez, Anderson, and Yarger. The midfield Countess, Moreland, Rodriguez, and Moss up top, Gonzalez and Lefebvre. Cumberland plays a long ball far corner. Fletcher recovers, cross back toward the 18. Couple of black shirts in the neighborhood. Way too much time here. They get it off to Shires, and Nicole Rodriguez disrupts it just a little bit. Orlowski back in the midfield. Now boot forward, far side. Fletcher steps in front of it, boots it high to the sky. Beasley, you know this thought all too well. Grizzlies got to be careful not to just kick it, their first train of thought. If you get a ball in the back half or the back defending third, your instinct is going to be to kick it away from the goal as far as possible. That's not going to be a formula for success.
No, we definitely have to continue to play to feet and slide those balls through to Anna and Nikki, because they could get to it. Just find the slots and be able to play to feet.
Cumberland trying to possess out of the back. Couple of Grizzlies step forward. Good look from Banu. Swings it far side, advancing forward. Long ball, left side, Fletcher's goal side. Cutting back is Savannah Moreland. Moreland working on Fletcher. Fletcher won't let her turn. Moreland looking, still looking. Stopping, dribbling some more. Fletcher's pushed her all the way back, about 25 yards. Put it back toward the middle. Ball comes back out of the midfield. Here's a long left-footed shot, scraping across the front of the face of the goal, but no one's home, and a goal kick for GGC.
That's a great defensive effort by Dominique, pushing her back and making her play backwards.
Sophie Hoare with the right foot. Fletcher trying to flick, puts in the right direction toward Tiffany. Tiffany, that was actually Nicole Rodriguez initially, now Fletcher with it. Tough first touch, gets it out from underneath her body. Looking toward Gonzalez, headed away by the Phoenix defense. Near side, Applin, loose ball in the midfield, scooped up by Tiffany Rodriguez. Rodriguez plays it wide, Countess picks her head up. Comes back toward the middle, loops the ball, high, no one home. Rallying around in the back, Phoenix come away with it. Tiffany Rodriguez gets a turnover, finds the feet of Moss. Moss working the top across that G-claw. Working downfield, couple of dribbles. Looking to play a through ball. Lets one fly there, and it ends up in the lap of the goalkeeper and Cambites.
That's okay in that opportunity. Really, they were numbers up and we weren't, so she looked, she had a shot on goal and she took it.
Tell you what's always fascinating to me about Lauren Moss is the farther the distance you travel in dribbling, sometimes you're not as accurate with what you want to do when eventually you get rid of it, whether it's a pass, a shot, or whatever. But after 4 or 5 touches and 25 or 30 yards, Moss is always able to put that ball on target. May not be exactly where she wants to put it, but she is always accurate. Here's a job for opportunity for Cumberland, and a save by Sophie Hoare. First time tonight that Shires has been able to get around Nicole Rodriguez, and she puts a shot on goal, and Sophie Hoare comes up with a huge save for GGC. Hoare will pick up save number 23 on the season. It is a clutch one here in this second half. Corner kick coming for Cumberland. Low line drive back toward the 6. Moss swings and misses, but Moreland's there. Comes out of the back. Here's Nikki Lefebvre all by herself. Holloway retreats back. Coons wants a whistle, not going to get it. Phoenix rotating out of the back. They're just trying to get their shape again. Near side. Kozlowski. Kozlowski toward Lefebvre. She'd love to have that touch back. As it's kept in play by the goalkeeper. Go ahead.
Something that I've really noticed that the Grizzlies have done, and this is something that you want any team to do, is I know Coach Coons last year always stressed this over and over, is to make sure you have the next pass. So if a Cumberland player looks up, they shouldn't be able to find the next pass. So they have no options, so they're just going to kick it. That's what you want, and that's what the Grizzlies are doing now.
Fletcher pokes it up toward Gonzalez, headed away by Kozlowski. Grizzlies suffocate that midfield and get a turnover. Moreland leaves the pressure out to Countess. Countess picks her heads up, comes right back into Moreland. Moreland, positive touch, moves forward. Stops, gets back toward the middle. Beats one black shirt. Now Tiffany Rodriguez off to Yarger. Good possession for the Grizzlies. Yarger pushing forward. Line drive ends up right in the mouth, maybe even a handball for the Phoenix. Moss pressures, gets a throw in for GGC.
I have a shout-out request
Go ahead.
for Fred Berry. Congratulations on passing your driver's test today.
Nice. What does, I asked this question with all due respect. Who is Fred Berry in relation to Caitlin Berry, I'm assuming here?
Her brother. her
Oh,
brother.
very nice. Younger brother. Congratulations.
Sorry.
Will
Probably should have said that.
he be driving to Lawrenceville anytime soon to come visit the Grizzlies?
Probably not.
Oh, okay, all right. Here's Holloway weaving away through traffic, far side. Finds a black shirt, overlapping run. Beats Fletcher. Moreland retreats back to help out. Holloway gets it back and is stolen away by Moreland. Moreland boots it forward toward the black shirt. Fletcher again, big boot toward Gonzalez. Headed out of danger by Kozlowski. Fletcher, or excuse me, Lefebvre. Gets tied up. Anderson comes right back to Lefebvre. Holloway pokes it away. Yarger trying to sit on the turf, will boot. Countess gets somewhat turned around, sandwiched between two black shirts, backs off of it, now plays it forward. Gonzalez flicks on to Moss. Moss coming down this left side. Moss trying to battle, and she'll win. Moss with the left foot in toward the box. And it's casually taken down by the Phoenix defense. They play it long, far side. Fletcher's in the neighborhood. Fletcher pressures and wins. Dominique Fletcher getting better by the minute, that right back position. Ball kept in play by the Phoenix. Far side. Turned over by Moreland. Moreland. Too much angle and an easy secure by Cambitz. Tiffany Rodriguez denies the attack even after being put on her backside. Phoenix trying to build something out of the back. First 9 minutes of the second half. Grizzlies lead 3-1 on the scoreboard over number 12 Cumberland. 7 shots for both teams, 7 of them on goal for GGC, 4 of them for Cumberland. 3 fouls for the Phoenix, 1 for the Grizzlies. No cards issued. Holloway lets one fly. Fletcher denies it. Here's a right foot, just wide there. Sophie Hoare on top of her post. It was a good couple of body lengths out from that end line, cut down the angle and forced a shot wide. Substitution for the Grizzlies as Ana Gonzalez will get a breather for Samantha Buchanan. Or header won by Cumberland. Applin near side, challenge. Grizzlies take it away. Moss, big boot forward. Lefebvre turning on the Jets. This ball's going to be outside the box here. Lefebvre comes crashing in, causes a train wreck. Buchanan comes out, we get a whistle. Nikki Lefebvre comes up with the palms up. Wondering what happened there. Now the official actually points to the sideline with somewhat of a negative connotation. Again, a foul going against Nikki Lefebvre and play resumes.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate foul. It was a 50-50 ball, but the rules now is they're trying to protect the keepers to make sure that they don't get into dangerous plays. So that's a smart call by the referee.
So it might have been an extracurricular call from the bench, and the referee wasn't no part of that argument.
Right.
Okay. First 10 minutes of the second half, Cumberland has outpossessed the Grizzlies and forced a couple of extra shots. Now the center official is having an extended conversation with Adam Grant. In his second season as the head coach with Cumberland University. Fourth with the program, is 2 years assistant. And Grant doesn't seem to be happy with the way the whistle has gone. They're just trying to capitalize on that free kick. Tiffany Rodriguez settles. I like that idea. Finds the feet of a teammate. It's Moreland. Moreland threads a needle to Countess. Countess weaving her way through traffic. Sliding effort gets it toward the defense, but they swallow up and come right back the other way. Tiffany Rodriguez steps in front of another one. Low line drive, deflected again and down on the turf by that Phoenix defense. Fletcher closes down the distance tremendously well. Cumberland looking to send a through ball. Way out is Sophie Hoare, and she'll collect it in and kill some clock. Yeah, good job by Nicole Rodriguez. Was goal side and where she needed to be up against Shires. A little bit of buzz on social media using the hashtag GGC Athletics. Fans, get on the conversation. Let us know who you are, who you're watching for, and where you're listening from. We're passing out shout-outs, BZ. You might want to shout out some of the soccer guys that have their priorities in order. Ball far sideline. Throw in coming. I've got, who is this?
Ellis?
Yeah, Ellis, Eden, and Luke are at the house, unable to come to the game because of, quote, studying difficulties.
Right.
Do you want to interpret that for me? Because studying difficulties mean you're having trouble studying. Like, you need to work on that, Ellis, or Luke, or Eden. Like, it should be scheduling difficulties. Like, I don't have enough time to go out and watch the game, and so I have to choose to study. If you have studying difficulties, I think we need to see somebody about that.
Looks like they're watching this game more than they're studying.
Nice. Again, fans, we appreciate everybody tuned in here to the Grizzly Digital Network. Get that hashtag GGC Athletics into a tweet, and we'll continue the conversation with you. Cumberland trying to switch the field. Grizzlies pressing. Countess in the neighborhood. Buchanan chasing into the midfield. Here comes Maynard. Puts it back to Kozlowski in the midfield. Tiffany Rodriguez wins it. Countess trying to switch the field. Nobody home for the Grizzlies. Fletcher. Well, now she's there. Violent collision here, and we're going to ask for a play on, and now we're going to get a whistle. As Fletcher, this is interesting. Fletcher wins that ball. Might have initiated the contact, but because of the contact coming from Savannah Moreland, the foul is on her.
Yeah, it looked like Dominique she was one step closer, and even though it looked worse on her side.
And we're going to stoppage a play here, and this is a yellow card. Not a bad idea here from the center official that's had it out with Adam Grant over the last 10 minutes or so. And so the official with a yellow card in his pocket is either talking to the player. Yes, indeed. It's not Adam Grant. I apologize to him. It's actually going to go to Savannah Moreland, 5'5" sophomore, right down the road in Marietta, Georgia. So the referee will book Moreland, not the coach. I apologize for that. Now, Adam Grant not happy with the booking, but the struggles continue.
You know, that looks like a lot of frustration on Cumberland's side. They thought they should have won that foul, and they are a little bit frustrated because they are down by 2 goals.
You can see Grant in the background having a conversation with the official. Not that I know who's right or wrong in this situation. But from my judgment, it seems the center ref has just had enough of the conversations, hence the yellow card.
And I think now he's just explaining to the coach, hey, this is why I gave her the yellow card. It's got to stop.
And again, you see Grant agree to continue play, but at least he gets an explanation we can all move on from. Fletcher hits a heavy one in toward the 18. Hops over everybody. Nicole Rodriguez finds the ball to feet. Blazes in the box. There's a couple Grizzlies there. Moreland's there. Lets a left foot go and had it denied. Two Grizzlies were standing there, LaFave and Moreland, and they almost hesitated to say who's going to hit it. Yarger. Big bomb down this left side. Phoenix knocked out of bounds. Throw-in coming for GGC. All right, Beasley. Here we go. We've seen this before. Grizzlies have played really well for 60 minutes. The difference is now, previously, we'd be tied or down a goal. Now we're up 2 goals after 60 minutes. Mark your calendars here, folks. Make a note of it. We've got 30 minutes remaining, and this has been a difference for GGC. They've come up short over the last half hour. Does that change tonight to get the first win, first in NAI top 25 team in school history? Moreland trying to make that happen, weaving away through traffic. Sharp pass all the way back to the goalkeeper. Buchanan in the neighborhood. Loose ball cleared out near side by Gambucks.
You know, something that I've noticed that Cumberland has done a lot of, and it's good to be able to do that, to play your keeper. They play the keeper more than they play their center back, which gives the keeper a lot of confidence knowing that she can play the ball to feet, and be able to distribute the ball afterwards. And
close too. We're talking about inside the penalty box to their keeper, and with a lot of confidence too. A nifty left-footed strike near side for Kozlowski. Yarger pressures, creates a turnover. Now working downhill. Stops, turns, knocked out of play by the Phoenix. That'll be a GGC throw-in. We need a Beasley cam. If you guys could only see.
Maybe the ref's looking up here. I'm trying to guide him in which way the throw-in should go.
Encourage him. I like it. Holloway, this is where Cumberland's dangerous. Working downhill. Rodriguez forces the pass wide. Fletcher comes out this side. Rodriguez, Nicole is goal side of Shire and forces a long ball toward Anderson. Countess and Moss team up with a nice spin move by Applin. They find Shires back to Holloway. Stood up by Tiffany Rodriguez. Moreland comes in. Holloway beats them both. Holloway trying to get to that left foot. Denied by Fletcher. They swing it wide. Fletcher regroups. Chipped into the box. Headed up by Nicole Rodriguez. Bells comes out to the near side. Yarger's in the neighborhood. Yarger pressured. Working downhill. Here's Applin again. Trying to find an angle for a shot. She lets one go. Bends it right into Hoare, and she'll make a save. 28 minutes remaining. Too early to start the countdown, Beasley?
It is.
Okay, just checking. Hoare with a big boot on the right foot. Moreland with a great touch in the right direction. Late to the party is a Phoenix defender and a whistle that goes GGC's way.
You know, something that really worries me is when a team is super frustrated, that's what they do. They start to foul and get physical, and that's just something that you don't want to see, only because you don't want a Grizzly or anybody else to get hurt.
Correct. Fletcher, free kick. Elects to go short to Anderson. Anderson right foot, far side, hops over a Phoenix player, out to LaFave. LaFave with a cross toward the end line, intended for Buchanan. The Grizzlies will get a corner kick out of it. Just want to yell a name? Go ahead. I'll say it. Kelsey Griswold in the house here, folks. GGC alumni. Beasley's trying everything she can to get her attention to say hi, but this headset has just got her leashed to the table.
I was able to talk to her beforehand.
Okay, good. Good to see Kelsey, too.
Yes, very good. Like to see support, former Grizzlies supporting.
Especially during homecoming week. Ball near post, headed out by the Phoenix. And for any GGC alumni out there listening, a lot of festivities and activities going on. Flag up far side, count as offsides. A lot of festivities going on Saturday, so the Grizzlies will kick off at 4 o'clock, but be sure to get here early, not only for senior day activities at 3:45, but a lot of fun other activities and festivities going on with GGC homecoming. You don't want to miss that this Saturday. It's going to be October 23rd.
Second.
Coming in
Thank you,
for
22nd.
Cumberland is number 7.
GGC men's soccer plays on the 23rd to round out the week. Substitution for Cumberland, checking in as number 7, Olivia Chu. Again, deep in their own territory, they play the feet of the goalkeeper. Gambites plays it well, swings to the field. Long ball over top. Fletcher turns on the Jets. Look at that. Maybe it was a half a step to a step behind the Phoenix player, then just hogs her down and beats her by a couple of steps. I will quit asking that question during the speed round of Grizzlies Live. Who's the fastest Grizzly? No doubt in my mind. It's number 6.
And you know something for Dominique, that is very, very difficult as a striker is to.
There's a shot that's off the post. Indeed it was Shires that turned from the 18 and got a shot off. Here's another attempt denied by Anderson. Anderson will boot that one out of the back. Finally, somebody other than us hits the post and it doesn't go in.
I had to stop what I was saying. I'm sorry.
You want to finish that thought?
I don't know what I was saying.
About how fast Fletcher is?
Oh, it's very frustrating for a striker trying to, you know, get anything going and knowing that not only is she fast, her legs are so long. So you try to take a turn, by the time she's taking one step, you're taking 3. And she's able to get a toe poke on the ball to get the ball from up under your feet.
Not that the other ones were bad or unwarranted, but we know Coach Coons likes to switch around the formation, switch around the personnel in that formation. I think without a doubt, in his 2 years here, moving Dominique Fletcher from forward to right back has been the smartest move in his coaching tenure here. I mean, it's just remarkable how quickly she's picked up the position and how well she's played. It's just been incredible. A lot of dribbling here, denied by Nicole Rodriguez. Moss picks her head up, plays it wide to Lefebvre. Lefebvre settles and turns, cuts back toward the midfield. Taken down from behind. No whistles. Play will continue for the Phoenix.
Wow, I think he missed that one for sure.
Cumberland keeps possession near side. Kozlowski back to the center back. Kozlowski. Moss knocks it down. Roland swings it out to Lefebvre. Grizzlies lead 3-1. Inside 25 to play. Lefebvre cuts back to her left into the penalty area. Looking to cross all the way to the back post. Over top of everybody. Might have been looking for Countess. Goal kick coming for Cumberland. 2 substitutions for GGC. And I think this is where Coach Coons can shine the brightest. Managing his players and managing this team to get us to that full, complete 90-minute game and a victory. As Lefebvre and Moreland check out, we've got Barry and Gonzalez checking in. 23 minutes to play, worth noting. Moss wins a great header. Gambites swings it wide. Into the midfield, Holloway pokes it forward. Far sideline. Intended for Shires. Tied up by Nicole Rodriguez. Anderson boots it forward. Barry wins the ball in the midfield. Beats one defender. Keeps going. Taken down. Up to Gonzalez. Off to Buchanan. Right back to Gonzalez. Right back to Buchanan. Buchanan picks her head up. Takes it off to the end line. Trying to turn the corner. Still going. Touched out by the Phoenix. Throwing for the Grizzlies. Good sequence there for GGC. Countess has gotten loose a couple times on this backside on these long balls and crosses. Got 2 black shirts in the neighborhood now, but see if they can get a flick or something toward 12.
Because she can sure finish.
Fletcher.
Ball in the air or not.
Targets Gonzalez. Barry comes crashing in with a one-timer here. Hits off the goalkeeper, and now Gambites has to recover and steps on top of it. Gambites pokes it near side. Finds a Phoenix in flight with Applin. Stood up by Tiffany Rodriguez. Wants no part of that attack. And Yarger chips it forward. 2 Phoenix collide on it. Both miss, but recovering is Kozlowski all the way back to Gambites. Pressured by Barry. Loose ball out to Gonzalez. Gonzalez with a touch. Pushes it wide. Gonzalez, she'll let the left foot fly there. That hits the head of a Phoenix player, and they're going to ask for medical attention pretty quickly here. That is a rocket off the left foot of Ana Gonzalez. It hits the defender, the center back for Cumberland U, and Shara Williams quick on the scene here for GGC. So both teams will take this opportunity to regroup. And that is number 6. And Luca Yowens able to get up and walk off on their own power. And Beasley, you know it all too well in the media today, is talking about head injuries and head trauma and concussions, and great move there by the referee to take all precaution off the table and stop play immediately to get her checked out. No hesitation whatsoever. Great job there by the center ref.
Yeah, that's always something that you definitely have to be cautious about. That is it's a serious thing, and most people just play it off, you know, just a little bit of dizziness and bring them right back in the game. But this is something that's really serious that I'm glad that the trainers and the referees are taking more precaution on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think more so than anything else. I don't know if we get a shot of it. I think the referee's in the way, but Shira is literally going through that examination right now on the far side for Cumberland. And I think there's more awareness because there's more education on it right now than there ever was previously, and so it's a great move by all parties considered here in Lawrenceville. There it is right there. Great shot. Shira Williams working on number 6 and Luca Yowens. And a thumbs up from Shira Williams to Adam Grant means we should expect to see Yowens back in this ballgame. That's a good sign there. That's a good sign. Whether you're supporting the Grizzlies or the Phoenix, you like to see that here. She's gonna be okay and come back in the game. As soon as the ball's put in play, Yowens re-enters the game and Cumberland's is back to full strength. There's Yowens right there. Chips it up toward Shires. Stood up by Nicole Rodriguez. Trying to work the give and go. Can't get it back. Anderson steps in front of the way. Buchanan chips it up to Gonzalez. Gonzalez facing the goal. Got Barry on her wing. Surrounded by black shirts. Stops, cuts back to Barry. Plays a through ball to Barry. Just beyond her reach. I think Barry stopped the run for just a half a second. And Gonzalez hit it that way. It's a goal kick coming for CU.
She's just so good with her feet. She's an unbelievable striker, and she knows how to beat players, and she's just a phenomenal forward.
I see Anna thinks faster than other defenders. You can tell when that defender's running full speed, Anna's like, okay, come on, stop, and I'll cut back. Or she sees the defender lagging, and she's able to find that other gear. Very, very smart is Anna Gonzalez. 20 minutes to play. Grizzlies lead 3-1. Now from pressured by Yarger. Kozlowski. Back to Yowens. Boots it forward. Yarger over top of her head, throwing coming for the Grizzlies. Yarger assessing her options, goes down the line. Quickly finds Countess. Countess goes down to the turf. No foul there. Throwing coming for the Grizzlies. As the referee will hold up Yarger's throw in. A substitution coming for GGC. As Kelsey Ritchie will check into the game for Caitlin Berry. 20 minutes left in this game, and Ritchie checks in. And it's straight up in the air. Buchanan heads it. Countess knocks it down. Countess chips one to the box, looking for Ritchie. Too long for her. It'll be secured by Gambits. Nice move by Shires, but a better move defensively by Rodriguez. Gonzalez wants to chip one forward. Buchanan trying to settle, but she was a step offside. Flag out far side and needs a call for the sideline. Disagreed with that one, Beasley?
I'm just shaking my head and just how well Nicole Rodriguez is playing right now.
Oh, I agree.
Just unbelievable game.
Let me guess, your nomination?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Samantha Buchanan down this left side. You know who I want to talk to? I want to see Caitlin Berry turn bright red when we talk about how much her dad tweets during the game.
I think she enjoys it, actually.
Nice. But to see Caitlin Berry stare into that camera and give some shout-outs to her family back home would be
Moreland.
Well worth the Grizzly
Coming in
Today
for
interview.
Cumberland is number 3, Savannah Moreland.
Substitution for Chris Coons. Crystal Countess is going to get a breather. Is checking back in as Amy Moreland. 18 minutes left to play in this game. Buchanan. Left foot denied, out of bounds by Kaplan. Throw in for the Grizzlies. Moss hit that ball without looking. Now Moreland comes in and helps out, and deflection squirts back toward the goalkeeper for CU. Roger, nice touch. Kaplan comes in. Out to Holloway. Holloway switches the field, far side. Fletcher's goal side. Tracking her defender. Gets beat. Ball into the box. Played back toward the penalty spot. Moreland is there. Gonzalez in a tussle with Holloway. Holloway back to the goal. Drops it back. Comes back into Holloway. Gonzalez with a tackle. Throw in comes to the Phoenix. Tiffany Rodriguez, loose ball in the midfield. Hits it near side. Nobody home in a Grizzly uniform. Kozlowski moves forward. Dumps it near side. Kaplan stood up by Yarger. Double teamed by Moreland. Yarger knocks it out. And we get a throw in for the Grizzlies here. Nice play by Yarger to knock it off of Kaplan. The Grizzlies trying to get out of the back. Buchanan might have got away with a handball. Definitely doesn't get away with a trip. Free kick coming for Cumberland U. Can't let it now. Beasley inside 17 to play. Free kick for the Phoenix. Kozlowski's going to tee things up. Grizzlies hold the line north of the 18. This ball's put toward the 18. And headed up, straight up in the air toward the back door. Fletcher's goal side. She'll let it roll out of bounds, and a goal kick coming for GGC. Moore boots it forward. One hops the turf. Holloway in the neighborhood. Gonzalez hits it forward. Now Moss sends a long ball for Buchanan. Cumberland's ready for it. Phoenix switch it near side. Kaplan into the midfield. Forward Copeland. Swings it far. Big boot toward the Cumberland dugouts. Throw in for the Phoenix. Far side. Holloway chased down by Tiffany Rodriguez. This is a ball that's deflected off of Tiffany. Or was it? Errant shot there by Holloway. We'll get a goal kick to GGC. With a big boot. Around midfield. There's Holloway working downhill. Holloway ball in the box denied by Nicole Rodriguez. Nicole will boot it out of the back. Ritchie crossing midfield. Assessing her options. Puts it over top of the defense. Wide of the goal, Buchanan in the neighborhood. But chased down by Cambutts. Rodriguez takes it away from Moreland. That's Savannah for Cumberland. Rodriguez finds Gonzalez. Gonzalez a nifty footwork. Beats Copeland. Now chips it forward. Ritchie caught on the wrong foot there and just a half a step late. The Grizzlies continue to put on the pressure here in the second half. Beasley, 14 minutes remaining.
Still too soon.
Into the nose, out to the mouth. Remember to breathe. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking on you. Sophie Hoare trying to kill some of this clock. Inside 14 minutes to play, she'll scoop it up. Now moves it forward. Around midfield, hits the turf. Buchanan there on the second opportunity, hits it forward. The Grizzlies have downshifted just a little bit here. 14 versus 14. Nicole Rodriguez beat once, not a second time. There's a shot. Anderson gets a foot on it, hits it wide. It'll be a corner kick coming for Cumberland U. That's the second time we've seen Nicole Rodriguez not necessarily lose, but not win that battle with Shires, and Shires gets another shot off. Corner kick. Holloway into the box. There's a header straight up and over the bar. It was intended for Kozlowski. She hit it high. The Grizzlies get a goal kick out of it. Inside 13 minutes to play. The noise you hear on the broadcast is Jessica Beasley pacing back and forth.
Not pacing, I'm just standing still. A little bit rocking.
Keep in mind, Grizzlies suffered their worst loss in program history last year versus this Cumberland team. 10-1 in Lebanon on that midweek melee. And not only the Grizzlies looking for some redemption tonight, they're looking for some revenge against the rest of the NAI top 10 teams they've played all year long. And it seems they've taken their frustration out on the Phoenix tonight. Substitution, Ritchie goes out, Lefebvre comes back in. 12 minutes to play. Fletcher likes to go short to Moss. Moss right foot into the box. Moreland with a header right in the neighborhood of Buchanan, but just a hair off. Quickly swinging it near side. There's Applin. Chased down by Moreland. Right in midfield. Plays it down the path. Trying to get it behind the defense. There's number 3 in Moreland. Makes a move on Rodriguez. Now stood up by Yarger. Back in the midfield to Copeland. Now we're going to get a whistle and a foul as Yarger a little late to the party on Moreland. And so a retroactive foul going against Amanda Yarger. We'll get a free kick for Cumberland U. Again, Grizzlies lead 3-1, 11 minutes remaining. Grizzlies attempt a two-man wall, or at least a stall, with Moss and Buchanan. A long ball hit toward the back post. Fletcher in the neighborhood, headed straight up in the air by Chu. Chu chases it down. Fletcher back toward the middle of the field. That's dangerous. Cumberland with a shot wide of the post is Sophie Hoare. Is on her mark. And a goal kick coming for GGC. Safe to say, Beasley played well for 80 minutes.
79.5.
Sophie Hoare, near side. Won by Applin. Might have hit it too far. Anderson and Yarger in the neighborhood. Chased down by Applin. There's two great hustle plays there. Yarger lets it go out of bounds, thrown for GGC. Yarger short to Tiffany. Touches it awkwardly. And Yarger pokes out a play. Throw in for Cumberland. Kozlowski right back on the throw in. Ball in the box. Moss is there. Finds the feet of Moreland. Moreland turns. Picks her head up. Beats one on the dribble. Second one coming in. Moreland, errant touch. Throw in for Cumberland. Crowd wants a whistle in front of the Grizzly bleachers, and they get it. A couple of Grizzly fans calling for a card, and I think at the very least, here comes a canceling session. And there's a Grizzly down. That's Amanda Yarger. And a high kick, Yarger caught a boot. We'll stop the clock with 9:21 remaining on the scoreboard. And the official time is kept on the field. As Yarger going to need some attention, and so Shara Williams going to come check her out. They're shaking up on the play. Shires going to check her out. Grizzlies and the Phoenix need a chance to regroup, get some water. Maybe some last-minute coaching adjustments for either side here as we get one more run at it. Again, GGC leading 3-1. Tip your hat to Chris Coons. Just walking in the picture there. Put together a marvelous game plan back-to-back days versus number 5, Lindsey Wilson, number 12, Cumberland U. Safe to say we're unlucky versus the Blue Raiders. Tonight, fortune has gone our way versus the Phoenix. As I think the last 21 minutes has been the best coaching job that Chris Coons has done in 2 years.
Oh, I can agree with that. He's continued to encourage on the sideline, and when you've been playing this long, very, very well for this long, you just don't have the energy on the field. He has got to carry over and uplift the team, and he is doing that, and he's doing a great job.
Been rotating subs in those top 6 positions, trying to keep that, trying to keep those legs fresh to apply that pressure. And now this is going to be the toughest decision for him. Arguably his best defender, Amanda Yarger, is going to walk off the field in her own power, but you've got to have a sub that comes into the game. And so it looks like Eleanor Bertelsen will be that sub for GGC. So it'll be interesting to see how he maneuvers this defense. Do you bring Nicole out of the inside and push her out wide? Because Nicole has played so well tonight on Shires. Or do you roll the dice a little bit and move Bertelsen out wide to this near side on the winger?
He did exactly what I thought he was going to do. He put Tiffany out wide and put Eleanor into the middle.
Nice, I like it. So Eleanor will go to the midfield position, more of a defensive role, and Tiffany Rodriguez will be responsible for that left back area that was vacated by Amanda Yarger. Rodriguez will boot that one toward the attacking third. So still looking forward to that 14-on-14 matchup by Nicole Rodriguez. Phoenix looking to toss it in. 9 minutes remaining. Grizzlies lead 3-1. GGC women's soccer winless versus NAI top 25 opponents. Tonight it's number 12 that's come to town with a 6-game winning streak. Holloway blasts one over the bar. I had a good look at it. Beasley, put your thinking cap on. I'm not asking a winner or loss here, but is this score hold at 3-1? I know you want it to, but Cumberland's got a lot of momentum right now.
Every time I say something, I jinx myself, so I'm going to keep this one to myself.
Well, don't think of it as a jinx. Think about having some insight, having some analysts, and you break things down for us so well. And so that's why I'm teeing it up for you there to break it down for us, because you're a very smart, knowledgeable player that's been down there on the turf, and I'm looking to gain that insight. Our fans are too. Don't look at it as a negative thing.
Okay.
It's a gift. We want you to share that with the world.
All right. Unfortunately, in this situation, there are still more opportunities for Cumberland. All the momentum is always on the team that's losing the last.
There's another long distance shot, that time by Shires, is blasted high. And there you go. Beasley, you're 100% accurate. I understand you're wearing the Grizzly green, so you don't want to talk negatively about the Grizzlies or, in your mind, jinx them, but there's nothing wrong with how you approach that right there, and you know that more opportunities are coming for the Phoenix.
It's just a lot. There's a lot of pressure on the Grizzlies right now, and they know it. And they've never, I don't think, they've never been in this situation to where they're up against a top 25 team and they're up by 2 goals with only 7 minutes to go. It's a lot of pressure, and I'm interested to see how this will play out.
Gonzalez, some fancy footwork, finds Lefebvre. That's not a bad idea. Lefebvre up the path to Buchanan. Keep possession here. Couldn't connect with Moreland. Second effort. Gets to Lefebvre. Slips it over to Moreland, but it's too long. It'll be a long ball cleared off by Cumberland. Inside 7 minutes to play. Combination far side. Fletcher regroups and recovers. Stops momentum. And now we get a whistle and a tug of the shirt by Dominic Fletcher. Gonzalez will hold up a long free kick. This one's hit off of Gonzalez here, and now Gonzalez is going to get booked. Referee will stop the clock, 6:28. As he reaches into his pocket, he's looking for the yellow one. I think he's misplaced it from the last time he pulled out. Relax there, he's got both cards in the same pocket there. And so there's the yellow one he's going to use. So everybody relax. There's not going to be a red that was coming there.
I get really confused in that situation because as a player, you're supposed to step in front of the ball to make sure they don't have a quick counter.
But you can't impede or delay the game. There's a little scoop shot with the left foot by Applin. It ends up toward Hoare. Nice job there to guard that post. Sophie Hoare pokes around midfield. One by Gonzalez. Settled by Lefebvre. Off to Moreland. Buchanan calling for it. Gets a through ball. Buchanan on her right foot at the elbow. Buchanan lets one go high, and it's over the bar. 6 minutes to play. Grizzlies lead 3-1. Substitution for Chris Coombs. Samantha Buchanan will check out as Kelsey Ritchie checks in. Cambites. Flipped by Countess. Bertelsen. And a little bit of a battle. Last touch by Cumberland, throwing for the Grizzlies. Another substitution for Chris Coombs. Here's Kelsey Ritchie. Will check out.
Number 10, Lauren Moss.
And Lauren Moss will check in. This will push Ana Gonzalez up to the top of that formation along with Nikki Lefebvre. Lefebvre checks two, headed straight up in the air. Moreland, header again. Lefebvre weaving her way through traffic down this left rail. Progressing forward. 5 minutes to play. Lefebvre shielding off, getting a touch and a goal kick for Cumberland U. Swings it far side. Fletcher closing down the distance. A lot of contact there. Going to get a whistle and a foul, and now this is going to be a card coming on Dominic Fletcher. Easy booking for number 6. Cumberland resumes play, or do they? Referee never blew the whistle to regain play because the clock has stopped. No need to press or panic for Phoenix. Grizzlies hold the line at about 35 yards out. It's still the battle of the 4 teams. Nicole Rodriguez versus Emily Shires, leading goal scorer for Cumberland. Ball's right in the neighborhood. Countess clears it off. Beasley, now you've got to be in that just get it off the inline clearance, right?
Yeah, and get the ball down to the other side and hold it in the corner. You have to waste this last 4 minutes. All the momentum is with Cumberland right now.
Moss wins a nice challenge there. Out of bounds throw in for the Grizzlies. GGC leading 3-1 versus number 12 Cumberland. Rodriguez tossed it down the line. Lefebvre with a header back toward the middle. Countess trying to get to Moss. Moss chips it forward to Moreland. Gonzalez checks back 2. Right behind Lefebvre. 4 minutes remaining. Anderson. Countess. Can't find Gonzalez. Far side. Chase down. Fletcher with a card. Pressing. Into Shire. Stood up by Nicole. Nicole with a great challenge. Now an overlapping run. Too long of a touch, and Anderson boots into midfield. Lefebvre with a touch. Cumberland controlling. Near side. Wazlowski. Deflected by Lefebvre. It's on the turf. Anderson with a header. Last touch by the Phoenix. Oh, kept in play, excuse me. Wazlowski down the line, tightrope. Bertelsen with a shove and a whistle. Free kick coming for Cumberland. Teeing it up will be Wazlowski. 3 minutes remaining. In toward the 18, a nifty flick. Fletcher's there. Fletcher regroups. Moss Lefebvre, Lefebvre will hit it all the way down. Way off her end line is the goalkeeper. Cam bites, hits it toward the G-Claw. Countess with a header. Gonzalez is onside. Or is she? Flag up. I don't know if I agree with that one. Free kick coming for Cumberland. They've got to go quickly. Down 2 goals, 2.5 to play. Kozlowski finds Holloway. Pressured by Countess. Holloway swings it square. Down that left side, left foot. Headed away by Nicole. That ball's tried to kept in play, but unable to do so. Crashing into the Grizzly bench. There's going to be
coming in for Georgia Gwinnett is number 1, Samantha Buchanan.
So she's okay. Substitution. Moreland and Gonzalez check out. Berry and Buchanan check in. 2 minutes remaining. Buchanan with a win. Buchanan with somebody calling to go to the corner. Not a bad idea. Buchanan hears and goes. And now just an errant touch goes out of bounds. A throw-in coming for the Phoenix.
And shout out to Doug over there running back and forth grabbing those balls.
Cumberland possessing their own box. Moss with a header. 90 seconds to glory. Throw in for GGC. Fletcher looking to throw in with Beasley flapping her arms. That's the noise you hear, folks. She's been pacing for the last 30 minutes. Near side. Moreland settles, pressured by Tiffany. Picks her head up, has 2 Phoenix running to the flag. She'll hit it that way. Bertelson's goal side. It'll go off the end line. 1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining in Lawrenceville. Substitution for Cumberland. They'll make one last-ditch effort. Clock continuing to run. Goal kick coming for Sophie Hoare. She'll call an audible and bring in Dominique Fletcher. Not a bad idea. Fletcher with a right foot. Hits it around midfield. Lefebvre with a flick. 30 seconds left. History is on the way here in Lawrenceville. Clock will stop thanks to the center officials' watch. 27 seconds left. The 6-game winning streak is in jeopardy for Cumberland U, the 12th ranked team in the country. Georgia Gwinnett's luck has finally come their way. Consistently has played well but not gotten results against the best in the NAIA. Tonight is different. Tonight, the Grizzlies have executed. Tonight, Chris Coons has coached his way to the first win against an NAIA top 25 team in program history as the glory goes to the Grizzlies by a final score of 3-1. With the win, the Grizzlies will improve to 8-7-1 on the season. Meanwhile, Cumberland will have that 6-game winning streak snapped with a 10-2-1 record there. Their season is not lost. They'll head into Mid-South Conference play. Meanwhile, the celebration is on here in Lawrenceville as Georgia Gwinnett gets 3 first-half goals and holds on in the second half for a 3-1 victory. Jessica Beasley, you can no longer contain your emotions, young lady. Let them out.
I've never been so happy in my life. I'm not even playing. I'm just so unbelievably proud of these girls and how they played a whole 90 minutes. Unbelievable.
We asked for a lot of things at the top of this broadcast. Coach Kuhn said it, fill in the blank. GGC wins if Nicole Rodriguez plays well on number 14. Check that box off. Beasley, you called for it. The Grizzlies have to finish their opportunities. Check that box off, and we'll check off one more box. A victory versus number 12, Cumberland University. You got to think if you're Coach Coons, he's put together his best game plan. He did his best job of rotating fresh legs into this ball game late in the second half, and Coach Coons puts a feather in the cap versus a top 25 team as the strength of schedule now comes back the Grizzlies' way, and they cash in one of these opportunities.
I can't even. It's just amazing. They've just come such a long way this season, and I'm glad it's finally showing how far they've come and how hard they've worked this season.
I think we'll find out here in a minute. Is that a smile from Coach Coons right there on the right side of your screen?
It is.
I think for just a second there, that's a smile from Coach Coons. As folks, you're not going to want to miss it. Tune back in to GrizzlyAthletics.com for the official post-game wrap-up, as well as our Grizzly of the Day interview. Later on tonight will be, it's on our YouTube page, fresh tomorrow morning when you wake up. You're going to want to relive all the exciting moments here in Lawrenceville. Our next broadcast will celebrate the 3rd annual GGC homecoming on Saturday as GGC Women's Soccer kicks off the festivities at 4 o'clock. All friends, family, alumni are encouraged to arrive early to enjoy the festivities and get a good seat by 3:45 as we'll honor the 3 seniors associated with GGC Women's Soccer coverage, for it all begins at 3:45 right here on the Grizzly Digital Network. Tune back into GrizzlyAthletics.com for a Grizzly Day post-game action and a full game recap for tonight. Beasley, job well done tonight. It was a little bit of fun. A little bit of fun?
It was fun.
A little bit of fun. So that'll do it here for our entire cast and crew from Lawrenceville, Georgia, alongside Jessica Beasley. I'm Matt Mahoney saying so long, everybody. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
We'd like to thank our corporate sponsors for making today's broadcast possible. For the most recent information, log on to GrizzlyAthletics.com.